Hey guys, it's Davey here, and it's currently day 173. I hope you guys are having an amazing day, and I do hope you guys are doing better than yesterday. But today is day 3 of my dopamine detox. Now, I said I'd done this before, and I said I started my detox on the start of the week, but I didn't really lock in until Tuesday. I had a bit slip ups, I had a bit of a few personal issues that kind of delayed it, but here I am, day 3, and staying pretty strong, right? Now, my goal is to hit the first week mark and just see how I feel then. Because even though bad habits take longer than a week to break, usually they say 21 days to form a good habit, and I'll say perhaps the same to break one. But I usually find that once you pass the first week, you start actually taking things more seriously because the first week is always the hardest. It's always the hardest to quit a habit or just form a habit. The first week is always the hardest. And the reason that is because you're doing something unfamiliar. But also, the reason why it's the hardest is because after the first week, things start to get easier because you actually start seeing some results. You actually start seeing some results after the first week. So it becomes easier the longer you endure in it, right? But as for me, day 3, I already feel my life getting better. Now, that is because I had a dopamine detox before. I had been stayed locked in before. So it's not new to me the how I feel. It's not new to me of what it could do to me. So there's background, there's history of me actually knowing what to expect, right? So it didn't take long for the benefits to affect me. So I'm just fortunate that day 3 already feeling much sharper, much more alert, much more productive. Because quite honestly, there's nothing else for you to do. Like if you're in a dopamine detox, if you're staying away from social media, if you're staying away from watching Netflix, scrolling on TikTok, and if you just really put yourself in a room and just do nothing. Now, I don't recommend that because that's not gonna last, right? And giving my mind a break really has gave me more clarity because I'm not letting it to rot. My productivity has increased, and there's just these new ideas that is coming to me in abundance. I'm being more like more optimistic, matter of fact. And that's a very great feeling because every great discovery comes from a simple idea. And we tend to not think when we distract ourselves because we are distracting our mind from thinking. So when we take the time away from the distractions, we actually have that time to actually have the talk with ourselves, to actually think about ideas, to think about what we can do in life and what we can actually pursue. So that's very, very crucial, right? That's what I think is the main benefit from actually taking a detox, taking a break from all the distractions from our world. Because like when you're watching Netflix constantly, when you're scrolling on TikTok, like it stops you from thinking, right? So what you do achieve is just frying your brain. You're just frying your brain essentially by distracting yourself from what you need to be doing. And the moment you do get a break from scrolling TikTok or maybe an ad came up on Netflix, you will start to realize that, hey on, I actually achieved nothing. And you might think to yourself, I wasted my whole day watching content that doesn't even help me in any way. And for a few seconds, you might even feel guilty for squandering your time. And for a few seconds, you might actually repent. But all that comes to an end when you start to scroll on YouTube again, when you start to watch those shorts, when you actually start to watch the Netflix again after the ad finishes, your brain goes back into the distraction mode when you start repeating this vicious and addictive cycle. It is very easy to fall into and yet actually very hard to come out, right? One, I had trouble. And quite honestly, I would not have found myself out if I had no responsibilities in my life. And I'm not just talking about basic living standards, right? Because that's not enough. That's not a strong enough reason for anyone to give up these distractions. It takes more than that. It takes more than just I need to survive, like go to work, get paid, pay rent. It takes more than that for someone to actually build up this why, this reason to say, hang on, I don't want to be living like this anymore. Hang on, I don't want to be watching TikTok anymore. It takes a lot of more than courage, I would say. It takes something deep within. There's this strong reason to say no to something. And even though you have that reason, even though you have that why to say no to these distractions, it doesn't take much to ruin one's potential again. Right? All you need is to accidentally slip up and spend a few hours a week, and then it becomes an habit once again. See, these vices are designed to control you in a way because it feeds into our human nature. The best way is to quit now and never look back, because you are sure to develop the habit again if you can't let it go now. But I'm just so grateful that I choose to be more intentional with my life. I'm excited to see how this will go for me the next week. I'm excited to see what would happen after the first week, and I'm excited to set new goals. But as for now, my plan is to just stay focused on actually hitting the 1 week mark. Because as I said already, a lot of benefits have come to my mind. I've been thinking a lot recently. Actually, matter of fact, today while I was reading my book, this idea came to mind, and I just thought I should implement this, right? And I'm been thinking about getting a camera. Obviously, I got to save up for that. I got to get a job, get a camera, because I really think that if I get a camera, it's going to help me produce better content, right? What I mean by that is going to be giving me this opportunity to film more context, to make my content more relatable, right? It's more going to be more relatable instead of me just sitting here and talking every day. It'll be better to actually film some of my day to day life and actually show you guys what I've been doing and kind of overlap that with me sitting here and talking. I reckon that would be a better and more, I guess, enjoyable content to watch than just me sitting here and talk. Even though the information I do give out are very, very valuable, I don't think if I was a stranger, I would watch my own content. So that's the fact. So I'm going to just change up how I do things for sure. But obviously, still being very intentional. My intention with my content will never change, because obviously this is what I believe in. So I'm going to just continue on producing the same content. However, the way I film things, the way I'm going to edit and etc. will probably be designed to reach a broader audience. Because at the end of the day, my goal in this channel is to just kind of show the world my story. So the question I actually ask myself is actually, how can I make more people witness my story? And I believe getting a camera, filming, etc., filming better content, put more context in my video will obviously contribute to that. But yeah, it has been a crazy day 3 of detox. Yeah, just excited to see how the rest of the week will go. But as for now, this is all I had to say, and I hope you guys learned something from this. But if not, like always, I'll be here for you guys tomorrow. But until then, good night.